Have you ever heard a recording of yourself and just cringed? You think, wait, is that really what I sound like? You're not alone. Today, we are diving into how you can cultivate a voice that really commands attention. And look, this isn't about faking a new voice or trying to be someone you're not. It's all about finding the most confident, healthy, and powerful version of the voice you already have.
And let's be real, this is a super common feeling. The YouTuber Alpha M said this, and it just hits home for so many of us, right? Maybe you think your voice is too high, or maybe too soft, or just, I don't know, not what you want it to be. That feeling of self-consciousness, that's the very first hurdle we're going to clear today. So, what is our actual goal here? What are we aiming for? Well, according to the experts, the most attractive voice isn't about some fake, deep movie trailer voice. It's simply a voice that sounds confident, healthy, and natural. It's about letting the best version of you shine through. And that is a goal anyone can achieve.
All right, to get there, we've got a clear roadmap. First, we'll talk about what actually makes a voice attractive. Then we're going to build the foundation with proper breathing, super important. After that, we'll find your natural resonance, master your delivery, and finally, we'll look at some common traps you definitely want to avoid.
Okay, first up, what are we actually talking about here? Remember, the goal isn't to sound like someone else. It's about finding your most authentic, expressive self.
And this is so crucial to get right from the start. Your basic vocal pitch, it's pretty much determined by your genetics. The length and thickness of your vocal cords are basically set in stone after puberty. So, trying to force a super deep, booming voice when that's not your natural range, well, you can actually strain and damage your vocal cords. Instead, we're going to embrace the voice you were born with and just make it better.
So, where does that powerful, authentic voice even begin? It all starts with the absolute cornerstone of a strong voice, your breath. Seriously, this isn't just about staying alive, it's about fueling your sound.
I love this analogy from the University of Mississippi Medical Center. It puts it so perfectly. Air is the fuel for your voice. Simple as that. If you don't have proper, supported airflow, what happens? Your throat muscles try to do all the work, and that just leads to tension, strain, and a much weaker sound.
So how do we fuel up the right way? With something called diaphragmatic breathing. You can try this with me right now. Just sit or stand up straight. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose and really feel your belly expand outwards like a balloon. Your chest, it should barely move. Then exhale slowly and feel your belly flatten. This is the technique that gives pro speakers and singers all their power and control.
Okay, now that we have the fuel, let's talk about the engine, and that is resonance. This is the secret sauce, really. It's what gives you a rich, full, clear vocal tone that carries across a room without you ever having to shout.
You can literally feel the difference here. When you speak with a lot of tension in your throat, the sound gets trapped. It sounds kind of pinched and strained. But when you use proper resonance, the sound vibrates freely in what's called the vocal mask, your face, your lips, even your chest. The result is a clearer, brighter sound that's way healthier for your voice in the long run.
Here's a super quick exercise so you can feel what I'm talking about. Just hum a low sound. Now move the pitch up and down a little bit. You're looking for that sweet spot where you feel a really distinct buzzing or tingling sensation in your lips and nose. You feel that? That buzz, that's resonance. That's the feeling you want to aim for when you speak.
Okay, one more physical key to unlocking a warmer sound. Go ahead and put your hand on your throat for a second. Your larynx, that's your voice box, it moves up when you swallow, right? That narrows the space. But now pretend like you're about to yawn. Feel how it moves down? That creates this open, relaxed space. Gently encouraging that lower, more relaxed larynx position, kind of like at the very beginning of a yawn, can produce a naturally warmer, mellower sound.
All right, the mechanics are down. We've got our breath support, we've found our resonance. Now it's time to polish the performance. You know, how you actually use your voice to communicate with people.
Think of these as your four main tools. You've got pacing, which is just how fast you talk, volume, how loud or soft you are, enunciation, which is making sure your words are crisp and clear, not all mumbled, and then there's tone. That's where all the emotion lives. It's basically the music of your speech. Let's zoom in on pacing for just a second, because this one has a really surprising effect. You ever notice how when you get excited or nervous and start talking really fast, your pitch goes way up? Well, the opposite is also true.
When you consciously slow down your pace, your voice tends to relax into a slightly lower, more resonant, and more authoritative register. It's a game changer.
And here's a technique that is so simple, but man, is it powerful. It's called the power pause. Before you speak, especially if you're about to make a really important point, just take a beat. Take a breath. This tiny moment of silence does two incredible things. It centers you, and it makes your audience lean in and listen. It just screams confidence and control.
Okay, finally, after all this great work, we gotta make sure we protect our instrument. Because there are some really common habits that can completely undermine everything we just talked about.
Take a look at this list and just be honest with yourself. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? Stuff like forcing that fake low voice or speaking with a super tense jaw, those are just recipes for vocal strain. And remember, your voice is a physical part of you. Trying to push through a conversation when you're sick or dehydrated, that's not being tough, that's just damaging your voice.
And that brings us to a huge point. Your voice doesn't exist in a bubble. A bad night's sleep, tons of stress, not drinking enough water, all of that is going to show up in the quality of your voice. A healthy lifestyle directly supports a healthy, attractive voice. They go hand in hand.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from voice coach Greta Walden. Just think about it for a second. It's so true, right? When someone's about to cry, their voice wavers. When they're excited, it lifts and gets bright. Your voice is an incredibly honest mirror of your inner state. When you are centered and confident on the inside, it comes through in your sound. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. By using these techniques to find your most natural, confident, and healthy sound, you're not just improving how you speak, you're allowing a more authentic version of yourself to truly be heard. So, what is your voice saying about you?